Hi, my name is Amish Agarwal. I'm an advocate practicing in Delhi, and I thought I will talk about whether having very consumer friendly, strong consumer protection laws is actually beneficial to the country and to society as a whole. One great example that comes to my mind is this recent case that I had gotten, especially because it was through a family member, so I had to kind of take it up, where a person who used to sell certain pipes, small retailer, nothing big and fancy, a farmer came to him, told him, I want certain pipes for irrigation purposes, which will be laid in the ground, beneath the ground. And the person said a particular width should be there mandatory because this is below ground. The farmer wanted to save a few thousand rupees, said no, give me the lesser denser pipes and I'll take care of it. The retailer in the invoice itself writes then that I am not liable because I have suggested that this is not appropriate. Then the farmer goes, gets the pipes installed, the pipes burst. The farmer then goes and files a consumer complaint where the district consumer forum decides in favor of my client. The state consumer forum in appeal decides against my client and directs him to refund the money of the pipes as well as pay some compensation. Now, I went to the NCDRC, I argued the matter, notice was issued. But this was a great example for me to remember that anytime a law is made strong for one person, it will affect badly, negatively, to great detriment the other person. Now, in this particular case, someone who deliberately chose to go for a lesser quality product despite warnings is now enjoying the benefits of his own mistake. The liability was put on him by the Consumer Protection Act. The benefit was given by the Consumer Protection Act, and the liability was imposed on the seller. Now, of course, every third day we see incidents like a lizard in a sambar in a very prestigious South Indian chain, and videos of that doing the rounds. I'm sure at least 20 people personally came up to me, showed me the video. I think there is some delight that we take in perversion or in disgusting things. I think there is even a term for that. I don't remember the term. We get we get some sort of evil twisted satisfaction in watching disgusting things happening. Anyways, so we keep seeing these things happen from time to time, and therefore, there are legislation, there are people who push legislators to get better consumer reform and all sorts of other protections. However, to my mind, if you want to have a strong economy, you need to have a balanced perspective. Sellers, retailers, manufacturers cannot be every step of the way held accountable for things that are not even in their control. A prime example is the case for this client. And of course, I would any day represent the individual rather than a company, a corporate, or a large institution. But when I step into these shoes of the other side, or when I do represent these companies, these large institutions, and I see what all goes on and how they have to also run pillar to post, they are not able to do business. And if people like these keep going out of business, who are we going to buy from? And secondly, any cost of litigation will also be transferred to you and me, the consumer, because of the fact that if there was a little margin in the hope of increasing sales and increasing revenue, well, it's a very basic economics concept that I heard several years ago. I might even be wrong. This is just my opinion though. But if there is extra cost which is involved in the production, distribution, anything of a product or a service, if there is any extra expenditure, say for example, an order by a consumer forum, that will be levied upon the consumer himself. And therefore, not just in consumer law, but in every other situation, we must remember that if there is a certain benefit, there is also a drawback. That's all for today.